Welcome to Bills Nation Daily, your ultimate daily dose of everything Buffalo Bills. Hit that subscribe button and join the most passionate Bills fans as we break down all the latest news highlights and game analysis. Go Bills! The NFL world is buzzing with whispers and speculation as the news about TRE'DAVIOUS White, the standout cornerback for the Buffalo Bills, seems to be taking an unexpected turn. For years, White has been the cornerstone of the Bills' defense, a player whose skills in coverage and playmaking ability have made him one of the most respected defenders in the league. However, recent rumors suggest that TRE'DAVIOUS White might no longer be part of the Bills' future plans. This development has sent shockwaves through fans and analysts alike, as the cornerback's impact on the field has been undeniable. The reports, though, unofficial hint at a possible shift in the Bills' strategy that could see White moving on from the team. It's a story that's ripe for debate, and the NFL community is eager to dissect what this means for both the player and the franchise. Could it be a matter of contract disputes, injury concerns, or a broader rebuild initiative? The intrigue deepens as insiders remain tight-lipped, fueling further speculation and conversation across sports media platforms. What makes this situation even more compelling is how White's presence has defined the Bills' secondary for years, making his potential departure a massive pivot point in the franchise's trajectory. The ripple effects of this possible exit are already being discussed in terms of defensive schemes and team morale. If the rumors hold any weight, the Bills could be facing a new era in their defense, one without the stalwart cornerback who has been synonymous with their recent successes. The question on everyone's lips is simple, yet loaded: what's next for TRE'DAVIOUS White? And the Buffalo Bills fans have been quick to express their emotions online, ranging from disbelief to cautious optimism. Many remember how White's elite coverage skills and clutch plays have saved countless games, and the thought of the Bills without him feels almost surreal. The cornerback's ability to shadow top receivers and create turnovers has been a critical factor in Buffalo's defensive identity. Yet whispers about his future have persisted for months, with some insiders hinting that the organization might be looking to get younger or manage salary cap space differently. This rumor mill has intensified as the offseason approaches a period where teams often make bold decisions to reshape their rosters. The possibility of White's departure raises important questions about how the Bills plan to fill the void he would leave behind. Will they pursue a trade, release him, or find a way to negotiate a new deal? The scenario is complicated by White's proven track record and the respect he commands across the league. If Buffalo truly decides to part ways, it would signal a major shakeup in their defensive backfield and potentially open doors for emerging talent. Meanwhile, the cornerback himself has remained relatively quiet, adding to the air of mystery. Fans and analysts alike are left to piece together clues and read between the lines, creating a narrative filled with anticipation and uncertainty. This looming decision underscores the brutal business side of the NFL, where even the most talented players can find themselves on the move. As the story develops, the sports world watches closely, knowing that whatever happens next could redefine the landscape of the Bills' defense and TRE'DAVIOUS White's career path. In the midst of this swirling speculation, some insiders have suggested that the Bills' front office might be considering a strategic rebuild that involves trading White to acquire draft picks or younger assets. The idea is that while White's performance remains elite, the team might prioritize long-term flexibility and youth development. This theory aligns with a broader trend in the NFL, where teams often face tough decisions about balancing veteran talent with emerging prospects. If the Bills do pursue a trade, it could attract considerable interest from contenders in need of a lockdown cornerback. White's reputation as a shutdown defender makes him a highly coveted commodity, potentially commanding a significant return in any deal. However, such a move would also carry risks, especially in terms of defensive stability and fan reaction. The Bills would need to carefully weigh the benefits of acquiring new assets against the immediate impact of losing one of their best defenders. This possible trade scenario has sparked debates among pundits and fans alike, with opinions divided on whether the Bills should hold on to their star cornerback or take a chance on reshaping the roster. Some argue that White's leadership and experience are irreplaceable, while others believe the team might be better served by investing in younger talent and adapting their defensive approach. This ongoing discussion highlights the complexities of NFL roster management and the difficult choices franchises face when balancing present success with future potential. As these rumors continue to circulate, the Bills' decision-making process will be under intense scrutiny, with every move dissected by media and supporters. The speculation alone is enough to keep fans on the edge of their seats, eagerly awaiting any official confirmation or denial from the organization. Another angle gaining traction among insiders is the possibility that White's exit could be influenced by health concerns or recent injuries that might affect his long-term performance. While TRE'DAVIOUS White has been remarkably durable throughout his career, the physical toll of the NFL is relentless. There have been murmurs about the cornerback's recent conditioning and recovery from nagging injuries that might have caused the Bills' medical staff to reevaluate his role. In the NFL, player health is a critical factor in contract decisions and roster planning. Teams often take a cautious approach when it comes to veterans with injury histories, especially if they foresee a decline in availability or effectiveness. If health issues are indeed part of the equation, it could explain why the Bills are considering moving on despite White's high level of play. This possibility adds another layer of complexity to the story as fans struggle to reconcile their admiration for White with the harsh realities of professional football. It's also a reminder of how unpredictable sports careers can be, with even the most talented players facing uncertainty. Should the Bills confirm health-related reasons behind their decision, it could spark sympathy and support for White, who has given so much to the franchise. Alternatively, the team might frame the move as a forward-looking step, prioritizing the overall strength and durability of their roster. Either way, these whispers about health concerns are a key part of the ongoing narrative shaping perceptions of both the player and the organization. As this rumor gains momentum, it will be fascinating to see how the Bills manage the messaging and whether White addresses the speculation personally. The interplay between performance health and team strategy makes this one of the most intriguing NFL stories to watch in the coming weeks. The timing of these rumors is also fueling discussion, given that the NFL offseason is a period ripe for big moves and unexpected trades. The Bills, like many teams, face deadlines and salary cap pressures that often force difficult decisions. White's situation fits perfectly into this high-stakes environment where negotiating contracts and managing roster spots is a complex juggling act. If the Bills do decide to part ways with their star cornerback, the offseason would be the logical window to execute such a move, allowing them time to find replacements and adjust their schemes before the next season begins. This context adds urgency to the speculation, with insiders closely monitoring any developments around White's contract status and negotiations with the team. It also sparks questions about how other teams might respond to the news. If White becomes available, which franchises are most likely to pursue him aggressively? Could this trigger a bidding war, or will the Bills seek a discreet trade to maximize value? The ripple effect of White's potential departure extends beyond Buffalo, influencing the broader NFL market for cornerbacks and defensive players. It highlights the interconnectedness of team strategies and the chess-like nature of roster building in professional football. For fans and analysts, the offseason has suddenly become even more exciting and unpredictable, centered around this single significant piece, TRE'DAVIOUS White. As the story unfolds, it will be essential to watch how the Bills navigate these challenges and whether they can maintain defensive strength without their longtime star. Meanwhile, social media platforms are exploding with reactions, theories, and heartfelt messages from fans who have followed White's career closely. The cornerback's journey from a promising draft pick to a key defensive leader has been inspiring, and many supporters feel a personal connection to his success. The buzz around his possible exit has sparked countless debates and emotional responses, ranging from hopes for a new chapter in his career to fears of what the Bills will lose defensively. Memes, highlight reels, and player comparisons flood timelines, illustrating just how much White's presence has meant to the Buffalo community. Some fans are even speculating about White's next destination, naming teams that could benefit from his talents and imagining how he might fit into different defensive schemes. This groundswell of fan engagement underscores the cultural impact of White's potential move, transforming it from a simple roster change into a major talking point within the NFL fandom. It also demonstrates how modern sports narratives are, shaped not only by official announcements, but by the passionate voices of followers online. This social media frenzy adds an additional layer of excitement and uncertainty as rumors spread quickly and fuel ongoing discussions. It's a reminder that player movements are not just about contracts and statistics, but about stories that resonate deeply with communities. Whether White stays or leaves the conversation around him will continue to captivate and inspire football fans everywhere. The financial implications of White's rumored departure are another critical piece of the puzzle. In the NFL, managing salary cap space is a constant challenge, especially for teams aiming to stay competitive while investing in multiple positions. White's contract, reflective of his status as an elite cornerback, represents a significant portion of the Bills' defensive payroll. If the team is indeed considering moving him on, it could be partly motivated by the desire to free up cap room for other key signings or extensions. This would give the Bills more flexibility to pursue additional talent in the draft or free agency, reshaping the roster according to new priorities. However, this strategy comes with its risks. Letting go of a player of White's caliber means potentially weakening a critical part of the defense and possibly facing challenges in replacing his production on the field. The balance between financial prudence and maintaining a strong lineup is delicate and often controversial among fans and analysts. Discussions around this topic reflect broader themes in sports management where money and talent must be carefully aligned to build championship contenders. The Bills' decision therefore could be seen as a strategic gamble, one that might pay off by allowing for roster depth or backfire if the loss of White proves too great. This financial aspect deepens the story, making it not just about a player's future, but about the business realities that shape NFL teams every day. It's a high-stakes scenario, adding tension and drama to the already intense speculation. Finally, the human element of this unfolding situation cannot be overlooked. Beyond contracts, stats, and rumors, TRE'DAVIOUS White is a person with a career aspirations and emotions. The thought of leaving a team where he has thrived and been cherished is no small matter. Sources suggest that White's close relationships within the Bills locker room and community make this potential change even more poignant. For him, the possibility of moving to a new city or team involves not just professional adjustments, but personal upheaval. This human side of the story resonates deeply with fans who appreciate the sacrifices and challenges athletes face beyond the spotlight. It also adds a layer of empathy to the ongoing discourse, reminding everyone that sports are about people as much as competition. Whether White chooses to embrace a new opportunity or fight to stay in Buffalo, this moment marks a significant crossroads in his career. The anticipation surrounding his next move is not just about the Bills or NFL strategy, but about the journey of a remarkable athlete navigating the unpredictable world of professional football. As the rumors persist, the human story behind the headlines remains a powerful reminder of the complexities that define sports today. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. As the rumor mill continues to churn, new voices emerge, suggesting that TRE'DAVIOUS White's potential exit from the Bills might be part of a broader defensive overhaul designed to embrace a new philosophy. Some insiders speculate that Buffalo could be shifting towards a more aggressive, blitz-heavy defense that prioritizes speed and versatility over traditional lockdown coverage. This tactical change might reduce the emphasis on a single shutdown cornerback and instead distribute coverage responsibilities more evenly across the secondary. If this is true, it would partially explain why the Bills might consider moving on from White despite his high-level play. Such a change would represent a significant evolution in Buffalo's defensive identity, challenging long-held assumptions about their approach. Analysts point out that the NFL is an ever-changing landscape where innovative defensive schemes often dictate personnel decisions. The potential departure of a player like White fits into this pattern where teams adapt by reshaping their rosters to fit new strategic visions. This hypothesis adds yet another intriguing dimension to the ongoing saga. Fans and commentators are eager to see if the Bills will confirm or deny these whispers and how such a shift would impact their defensive performance in the coming seasons. This angle invites deeper conversations about how modern defenses evolve and what role veteran players play in these transformations. It also raises the stakes for White's next career move, as he might seek a team that values his elite coverage skills more traditionally. The unfolding narrative thus touches on themes of innovation, adaptability, and the constant balancing act between individual talent and collective strategy in the NFL. Another theory gaining traction is that TRE'DAVIOUS White himself could be seeking a change of scenery, possibly signaling a desire to explore opportunities elsewhere. Rumors suggest that the cornerback might be interested in joining a team with a stronger championship window or a different organizational culture. This perspective paints White not just as a player being moved on by the Bills, but as an active participant in shaping his own future. Such a possibility resonates with many athletes who, after years of loyalty to one team, look for fresh challenges or environments more conducive to personal goals. If White is indeed pushing for a trade or release, it could explain some of the behind-the-scenes tension hinted at by insiders. This dynamic adds complexity to the story, transforming it from a one-sided decision by the Bills into a negotiation influenced by the players' ambitions. Fans are now speculating which franchises could be a good fit for White, considering factors like defensive schemes, coaching staffs, and market size. Teams known for strong defenses or playoff contention might emerge as frontrunners. This potential player-driven move underscores the modern NFL reality where athletes increasingly exercise agency over their careers. It also introduces the possibility that White's next chapter could be defined as much by his personal vision as by organizational decisions. As this theory gains momentum, the conversation shifts towards understanding White's motivations and how they align with broader league trends around player empowerment and mobility. The anticipation around his future thus deepens, making every new rumor a vital piece of a larger puzzle. Speculation has also surfaced regarding the possibility that the Bills might use White as a trade chip to target a high-value player or multiple assets that fit their roster needs better. Some insiders suggest that Buffalo could be negotiating deals involving White to acquire dynamic offensive weapons or bolster other defensive positions. This strategy would indicate a willingness to sacrifice a defensive star for broader roster improvement, aiming to create a more balanced and versatile team overall. Such a move would reflect a calculated approach to building a championship contender, where short-term losses are accepted for long-term gains. The idea of leveraging White's value in trade talks adds a layer of intrigue and complexity to the rumors. It suggests that the Bills see his departure not just as an exit, but as a strategic transaction with multiple potential outcomes. And analysts debate which positions or players the Bills might target in exchange, with wide receivers, pass rushers, or draft capital all being possibilities. This scenario highlights the intricate nature of NFL trades and the multi-dimensional thinking behind team construction. It also raises questions about how White's presence, or absence, could alter Buffalo's style of play and effectiveness on both sides of the ball. The trade chip theory keeps the speculation alive and encourages everyone to watch closely for signs of major roster moves. As these discussions unfold, the Bills front office is likely weighing numerous factors behind closed doors, balancing competitive goals with financial realities and team chemistry. This rumor adds yet another rich thread to an already captivating story. Adding another layer to the chatter, some reports hint that there could be unresolved contract negotiations between TRE'DAVIOUS White and the Bills that have stalled progress and contributed to the growing uncertainty. According to these whispers, disagreements over salary contract length or incentives might be creating friction, making a mutually agreeable deal difficult to achieve. This contractual stalemate is not uncommon in the NFL, where veteran players and teams often navigate complex negotiations, balancing financial expectations and performance commitments. If these rumors hold true, they would shed light on the practical reasons behind White's potential exit, rooted in business considerations rather than purely strategic ones. It also reflects the delicate nature of managing player contracts in a league with strict salary cap rules and competitive dynamics. The negotiation process can be fraught with tension, requiring compromise and careful timing. Fans watching these developments might sympathize with both sides. The player seeking fair compensation for his contributions and the team aiming to maintain financial flexibility. This contract angle enriches the overall narrative, showing that behind the headlines are real discussions impacting careers and franchise futures. It also raises the possibility that a resolution could still be found if both parties reach a new understanding, potentially averting White's departure. Until then, the rumor mill will likely continue to speculate about contract talks and their role in shaping the Bills' roster moves. This dimension underscores how much the business side of football influences on-field realities and player-team relationships. Meanwhile, some analysts propose that the Bills could be positioning themselves to develop younger cornerbacks who have shown promise behind White. This theory suggests that Buffalo might see the cornerback room evolving with rookies, or second-year players ready to step up and fill the gap if White moves on. This youth movement could align with a broader strategy of building a sustainable defense capable of growing over multiple seasons. Developing young talent is often seen as a smart way to maintain competitiveness while managing costs especially. At key positions like cornerback, the idea that the Bills are grooming replacements adds a hopeful perspective for fans concerned about losing White. It suggests a proactive approach to roster building rather than a reactive scramble. Moreover, it highlights the depth of the Bills' scouting and coaching efforts in identifying and nurturing defensive backs. If this rumor proves accurate, it could mean the team is preparing for a smooth transition, minimizing the disruption caused by White's potential departure. This scenario also fuels speculation about which young players might be ready for a bigger role and how they compare to White's elite level. It's a reminder of the constant evolution within NFL rosters where emerging stars replace established veterans. The focus on youth development brings a long-term vision to the conversation, encouraging optimism amid uncertainty. As these rumors circulate, attention turns to Buffalo's off-season moves and draft strategy, which will likely reveal how serious the team is about this rebuilding phase. This angle provides an insightful lens through which to view the broader implications of White's rumored exit. There is also chatter that White's departure could open opportunities for the Bills to experiment with hybrid defensive schemes that incorporate more nickel and dime packages. These formations often rely on additional defensive backs, emphasizing versatility and coverage skills across multiple players. The potential shift towards such schemes might reduce the reliance on traditional cornerback roles and encourage more dynamic usage of personnel. If the Bills pursue this direction, it could explain why they might be willing to part ways with a single standout like White to gain flexibility and depth. This idea reflects broader trends in the NFL, where defenses adapt to increasingly pass-heavy offenses by deploying varied and creative coverages. The rumor suggests that Buffalo's coaching staff could be preparing to innovate defensively, potentially reshaping how they use their secondary. This tactical evolution might create new opportunities for players with different skill sets and reduce the need for a lockdown cornerback to anchor the defense. It also underscores the fluid nature of football strategies, where positional roles continually evolve. The prospect of such changes adds a fascinating technical dimension to the speculation, inviting fans to imagine what a new Bills defense might look like without White. It further complicates the narrative by intertwining personnel decisions with scheme adaptations. As the rumor grows, it will be interesting to see if the Bills confirm any shifts in defensive philosophy and how that influences their personnel moves. This angle paints a picture of a franchise in transition, embracing innovation while managing the loss of a defensive star. On a different note, there are murmurs that White's leadership and locker room presence could be a factor in the ongoing discussions. While his on-field performance is stellar, some insiders suggest that the Bills may be looking for a different kind of leadership style or locker room dynamic as they evolve as a team. This speculation touches on the often unseen elements of team chemistry and culture that influence roster decisions. Leadership in professional sports extends beyond the game, encompassing mentorship, communication, and fit within the team environment. If the Bills are aiming to foster a new culture or address internal dynamics, it might impact decisions about veteran players, including White. This theory adds a nuanced human element to the rumors suggesting that roster moves are not solely about talent, but also about relationships and organizational vision. Fans might find this perspective surprising, as White is widely respected, but it highlights the complexity of managing a successful NFL team. Such considerations remind everyone that building a championship-caliber squad requires attention to both skill and spirit. Whether this rumor holds any truth remains unclear, but it introduces another dimension to the conversation about White's future. It also prompts reflection on the multifaceted nature of leadership in sports and how it shapes team trajectories. This subtle undercurrent enriches the unfolding story, blending performance with personality and team culture. Lastly, some insiders hint at the possibility that the Bills and TRE'DAVIOUS White could reach a surprising agreement that keeps him in Buffalo despite all the swirling rumors. This optimistic scenario suggests that ongoing negotiations might lead to a compromise that satisfies both parties, allowing White to continue his role as a key defensive player. It's a reminder that in professional sports, rumors often coexist with behind-the-scenes efforts to find common ground. Fans hoping for this outcome see it as a chance to preserve the defensive continuity and maintain a beloved player in the lineup. Such a resolution would reflect well on the Bills' management and White's commitment to the franchise. It could also signal stability for the team as they prepare for upcoming challenges. While the speculation about White's departure dominates headlines, this alternative possibility keeps hope alive that the cornerback story with the Bills is far from over. It underscores the unpredictable nature of NFL roster decisions and the power of negotiation. As the offseason progresses, all eyes will remain on Buffalo for official updates. Whether the rumors lead to a split or a reunion, the conversation around TRE'DAVIOUS White is shaping into one of the most captivating storylines in football today. This potential outcome offers a satisfying twist to the saga, reminding fans that in sports anything can happen until the ink is dry on the contracts. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.